Hello, my name is Sky, and this is video number 3 for my application to the HBO show The Game of Thrones. So this video I'd like to talk about the relationship of the noble to the farmer, family history, respect, and taxation. All these ideas work together in a variety of different ways, and this is based on kind of my own research and understanding of things and how they go together. Because I'm thinking of Michael Crichton's book Timeline, and how there was the explanation of, why was this town built? Well, the town was built to raise taxes, and taxes mean income for the local lord and noble. That was, the main means. It was whatever you could put your hands on, whatever you could create and call your own, was basically the means of your livelihood. In the case of a noble, it's whatever sort of people you can get to pledge allegiance to you. Same goes for a mercenary leader. And outside of that, in the non-military, you have people who are farmers, in a sense, or craftsmen. So that even with craftsmen, you would have guilds, people who, they perform similar tasks where they're all involved in a unique trade, and so they work together, and that's where the guild comes from. It was also, for money purposes. In the case of farmers, it's see, some of the ideas, and of course I guess I don't need to explain this, but this is just my own thinking and exploration of it all, is the idea that when you see the farmer in the TV program or the movie, and they're dirty, slovenly, they're holding their hat in their hand, and just scared to death of the Lord, Lord and Noble coming through. I think that's a bit of an exaggeration of the situation that's created, because the Lord would basically, or the Noble I should say, would basically realize this person is important to me. Without this person, this land is not being worked. These people who work for that farmer are not organized. This revenue that can generate from that farmer isn't coming in. So it's up to the noble to have respect for that farmer, and as a result, the farmer would have respect and pay homage to the noble. This also goes in the fact that family history is, and you can read it in English literature, that farmers, there's a connection to the land, that they're a part of the land. And that's because just how the different family generations have lived on the same plot of land for years and years. So you would have the same thing with people. They're ignorant of many things, but they know that they have a purpose and they have a piece of land that they can call their own. And the Lord would not necessarily be able to throw the people off that land without good reason. And so this is where oaths and laws and rules that are created and understood by all come into play, and those would be very important, because so what are the most important rules and laws that any society has? Laws of marriage and laws of inheritance. If the father patriarch dies, where does his property go? How is it divided up? And it goes for the farmer and the noble alike, and all the oaths and respect and etc. goes on with that. But like I said, there is a respect that exists amongst the aristocracy and amongst the peasantry. That if they don't have this respect, they don't have this understanding of this is how the relationship works between them, the system falls apart. It's a rudimentary method, an old style method, and because that's what they have. If the people are illiterate, and chances are they are. But it's more to the point that it's an outgrowth of, if somebody came in and conquered the land and established rulership over it, they have to maintain it. They have to be able to have some sort of validation of their right to own or control that land. And the farmer needs a validation of their safety and security. They need to know that they will be that they can basically sleep in their bed at night, not be hassled, not be troubled, for any reason, sort of dragged out of their bed for no good reason or accused of something done falsely. Um, and so this is where things like festivals, where so a festival is put on by the noble and for the enjoyment of the community. That's an act of appreciation from the noble to the farmer, to the craftsman, and in a way, the noble wants to have more farmers, more people working for him, doing more for him, or more craftsmen. So there's more tax, more revenue. Um, that's what leads to just the growth. So that's the interesting aspect of that. Meanwhile, the farmer will want enough land to be able to sustain himself and his family, and to have enough to pass on to his children. So that's an interesting aspect about there. But I think there's family trees are important as well as a result. So they say like, yeah, as soon as the peasants of England could start reading, the first thing they started doing was checking out their genealogies and family trees. Because they just wanted to make sure, okay, who has access to what land, what wealth, what property. It was not uncommon for there to be, sole heirs or no heirs for families and properties, going about. So people would want to know who's related to who, what is, basically, what is, who owns what, or who can claim ownership to what, and as a result, so if that person is gone, that person removed, where does that property go? Everybody would want to be aware of this and want to know about this. So, some ideas like that.